I'm Rick Stanley. I hated to run, absolutely, beyond a doubt hated to run. You couldn't, I was thinking if you'd have said, go run or go get a root canal, I'd have probably debated, okay, maybe I'll run just not to get a root canal. I work from home Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'm watching the Today Show. And a guy came on the Today Show that he was, had a blog out there and he was getting ready to run a marathon. And he talked about sometime before that, maybe, I don't know, a year or so before that, he said that he literally couldn't walk from his house to his mailbox. And now he's preparing to run a marathon. Through the interview, he said, you know, basically it start out small, do little steps. He said, you know, I eventually got I could go to my mailbox, and then I could go down the road, and then I could go around the block. For some reason, having the ability to run a 5K was kind of like a bucket list thing. Even though I thought, well, I probably won't even be able to run it. Maybe I could like walk half of it, run part of it, whatever. I texted my daughter and I said, hey, you know, let's run a 5K sometime. And I'm thinking, you know, years from now or next year or something. 2 minutes later, she sends me back, hey, check out this app, Dad. It's Couch to 5K. So I'm like, oh, maybe we are going to do this. The first Sunday in January last year, I had to go buy sweatpants. I didn't have sweatpants. I didn't have the right shoes. I didn't have anything. And so we go out and we'll do our 5-minute walk, and then we start to run. And I'm like, 30 seconds, this is the longest 30 seconds of my life. I mean, are you sure your phone's working? It's got to have stopped by now. There's no way this has only been 30 seconds. And so we ran the 30 seconds, and then you just continually add to that. And we'd look at it and we'd say, you know, next week we've got to run 2 minutes straight. Oh my gosh, there's no way we can run 2 minutes straight. 3 weeks from now, we got to run an 8 minutes straight. What do you think? We're Kenyans or something? By April, it was April 20th, we actually ran our first 5K. So, but it was gradual, and really didn't have the desire to do it at the time, but now I absolutely love it. And I think the other thing that helped too was by setting these goals ahead of you. So you know, well, you know, if I don't run, I'm running a half marathon in May. The other thing that's kind of cool about the 5Ks and stuff like that, you can run them for charities, or you can run them to help raise money for events. Like my son's a Marine, so Wounded Warrior Project is one that I use a lot, and my mom had cancer, so I do that. So not being a runner is, I'm not the one that figures I'm going to finish first in the race, but to me the accomplishment is I completed it. That's the victories, I guess, that I look for, and especially with grandkids. So when he comes in and says, Papa, you want to go out and play hide and seek with me, or you want to go out and play tag with me? Feeling like you can get out there and do that, knowing that you can get out there and run with him and chase him and be chased by him, and knowing that you have the energy to do that. And I always said, this kid's going to be a runner someday. So I think as he gets a little bit older, I'd love to see him get in where he'd run with us. And the other part about it that's really been a blessing for me is that I've been doing it with my daughter. And that's something that her and I together can go out and run, and we talk about everything. We talk about family, we talk about work, we talk about God, we talk about religion, we talk about HighPoint, we talk about, you know, just everything. We were always close, but we've even gotten closer because of that. Knowing what I was a year and a half ago, where, you know, driving 13 and a half miles would make me tired. So I think that the biggest thing that helped me was that having the buddy, the partner, because on days when I'd be like, yeah, you know, I'm busy, I had a rough day at work, and if it had just been me doing it, it would have been like, I'm going to skip tonight. But I knew I had plans with my daughter to do it. So knowing that we were doing it together was a huge help to keep us doing it. I'm Rick Stanley, and this is the story of finishing strong.